Hey guys, welcome to my Jason Aldean TED Talk that absolutely no one asked for. You might be thinking to yourself, well, who is this girl? I'm just a mom in an actual small town with a lot of opinions, time, and a microphone.
Skirt on, take my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Two foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya. Mini skirt on, take my body in glitter. Platform sneakers.
If you hear any weird sounds during this, it's this fella back here. He's got a smart mouth and a lot of opinions too. So by now, everyone has heard about the Jason Aldean song and the controversy that's going around. I do live in a very small town. I have always lived in a small town in Alabama. I tend to lean a little bit more to the left than I do to the right, and sometimes that can be a little bit difficult to navigate in a small community because, well, and especially when you decide to get on the internet and talk about your opinions. So all that I ask if you watch this video is please keep an open mind and listen to what I'm saying and understand that I have no ill intent towards anybody. This is just simply me trying to explain my perspective as someone that understands the small town mindset and someone that also thinks a little bit outside the box, especially for a small town. So there's kind of two different songs I want to talk about. Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town and John Mellencamp's song Small Town. They are two very different songs and we'll get into that. But when you look at the lyrics of Try That in a Small Town, sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, that's terrible. Carjack an old lady at a red light, that's terrible. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store, that's terrible. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. All those things are terrible. So the first verse, totally fine. All those things are terrible. Then you get to the second verse. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag, and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Those lyrics are starting to get a little bit... But for small town, very conservative people, the flag is a very big deal. And they really stand behind law enforcement. And I do too, for the most part. I have a lot of law enforcement acquaintances that I have a lot of respect for. I have worked closely with them for many years as a paramedic. Most of them are fantastic. Are there issues within law enforcement? Yes, that is obvious, but you can't make blanket statements like that. That's pandering. I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like that's pandering to like the Trump supporters. We'll try that in a small town, see how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. The lyrics are starting to get a little bit antagonistic and a little bit, I dare you to try something type of vibe. Here's the thing. I understand the small town mentality of taking care of our own. Then he goes on to talk about a gun that his granddad gave him, full of good old boys that were raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. So what the people who support this song are going to say is that, we're good Southern boys and we take care of our own. And for the most part, they do, and that's fine. And I get that you see it that way. This is where I feel like the problem comes in. When I first heard the lyrics, I was like, it sounded a little bit, what's the word? A little bit like a I dare you type feel to it. But then I saw the video and realized that this is straight up propaganda. First of all, Jason Aldean does not, nor has ever lived in a small town. And Jason Aldean don't give a fuck about anybody that lives in a small town. Jason Aldean is rich. He is pandering to a base, to their core values, to the MAGA right Trump supporters. He's pandering to that base to make him more rich. And I think he's got a couple of concerts down here soon, and it's going to be insane. They're going to be packed out. But here's the thing. Not only when I saw the video did I realize it was propaganda, but then there is a girl on TikTok. I will put her info here. Destiny Stark is her name. That's also her username on TikTok. She broke down the video and did an amazing deep dive into the footage. And it was very eye-opening for me. Jason Aldean released a statement saying that all of the footage in that video is 100% real from stuff in the news. Well, that's a lie. Destiny proved that was a lie. There is stock footage in there. There are several shots in there from different countries. They're not even in the USA. All of that is propaganda with these I dare you lyrics, and the conservative people are just jumping on this bandwagon immediately. And I get it. You feel like maybe your values are being attacked, but let me implore you to please look at her video, but just a couple of highlights. Number one, he lied about the footage. He doesn't nor has ever lived in a small town. Also, the courthouse scene is Maury County Courthouse is a place that was known for a very famous lynching that occurred, granted a long time ago. So obviously not everybody is going to know that. I didn't know that. But my issue is that once it was pointed out that, hey, they're singing this I Dare You song on the courthouse where this lynching took place, that to me is like, oh, okay. I'm going to give Jason Aldean let's just hypothetically give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he had no idea. Well, now he does. And to double down, that's where, I mean, all of it is problematic, but that is where we really get to see the character of someone when they put something out into the world that maybe they didn't intend for something negative to happen, and then it does. How you react to that says a lot. And Jason Aldean and his fan base are doubling down, knowing this. And to me, that's the problem. We have a problem in our society, I think, again, just my opinion, that we feel embarrassed to admit wrongdoing or to change our mind. We don't adapt well to change. And I think we need to not be so hard on cancel culture, give people a little bit of space to make mistakes and to grow from those mistakes, which a lot of people now have the chance to do. Now you know what is behind the video and the song and the lyrics, and you can say all day, well, that's not what that means. You're putting race where race wasn't even mentioned. It doesn't have to be mentioned. It's intellectually dishonest. Now that you have been presented with some information you may not have known, it's intellectually dishonest to put those blinders on and pretend like there's not racial undertones. At the very least, that song is stoking the embers of a fire that is racial injustice in this country. On the other side of that, some people say it is racist. But it is somewhere on that spectrum of it's not good. It is not good. It's stirring up things in this country that are always kind of just right under the surface, and now it's just kind of, and it's separating us more. There are so many actual important things going on in politics right now, and social justice, LGBTQ issues, women's rights. This does not need to be a thing. It just doesn't. What is his reason for this? His reason for this is to make money. And what is he doing with his money? Is he helping people? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a country music fan, so I don't know what he does with his money. But speaking of money, I have a friend in my small town that I know personally is a single mother in a hopeless situation, and she desperately needs help. And I don't have a wad of cash laying around that I can give to her. But what I would like to do to show my small town support, and I hope that if some of those lyrics resonate with you about being in a small town and we take care of our own, I'm hoping you will join me in trying to help her. But what I'm doing is I am raffling off a blanket that I crocheted. I will put the link in my bio or in the description of this video. You can click on the link. You can go to my Facebook page, Venmo me your raffle number. I will pick a winner on Facebook Live, and 100% of the proceeds will go to help out a member of my small town that desperately needs it. If you're not interested in the blanket and you like this video and just want to donate to her, I will also leave my info down here. You can use the Buy Me a Coffee, put a little note in there. It's for the fundraiser. Also, you can go to my Venmo, put a little note in there that it's for the fundraiser, and I will make sure that those proceeds get to her. If you are not comfortable doing that because you don't know me and you don't know for sure that the money is going to go to her, then please don't donate. I can't 1000% prove it to you because that would require me showing her private information, which I'm not willing to do because she wants to remain anonymous, and I support that. So if you are comfortable, it would be appreciated. I will make sure that she gets it. If not, don't worry about it. No hard feelings. Please don't. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable with any of that. So overall, to sum up, I think that at this point, to deny the obvious racial undertones in this song is to remain intellectually dishonest, and I think that's sad. I admire someone who can say, I have reevaluated and I think I was wrong, and that's called growth. That's called maturity. It's what we are supposed to do as we get older. So no matter which side of the fence you're on, I do implore you to do your own research and make up your own mind. And also just consider that Jason Aldean doesn't know who the you are. He will never know who the you are. He will never see your post on Facebook where you are blindly supporting him. However, your minority friends will see that, and how would that make them feel? At the end of the day, if we are putting out content that hurts people, even if that's not what we intended, we should at the very least do some soul searching and see if that's what we want to put out into the world. Do we want to hurt people and double down and own our reasons why, or do we want to reevaluate decisions and grow and mature? And I don't know why it's so hard. Trying to remember if there was anything else that I wanted to say before I turn this camera off. I always forget something. Oh, and for you Gen Z people, if you see this and you don't know the song Small Town by John Mellencamp, it's a great song. Lyrics are amazing. It's a great small town community vibe. Like, it's a bop, okay? You should listen to it. It's a great song. As always, thanks for being here. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you soon. Cut. Ugh, cut. Okay.